Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Back to Arnold Holland News, the only news you'll ever need because you have no other choice. We got part 2 of what feels to be a dream of a video. Oh boy, I had to pinch myself after making the last video. In case you missed it, you probably want to watch that one before you watch this one. Card in the top right-hand corner. New Crate Dragon raid confirmed with the promise of more thematic raids to be expanded in the future. On top of that, some Tusken lovers we're going to emphasize even more today. New Cal Kestis, Marin, Jedi Fallen Order, Jedi Fallen Survivor, Hero's Journey. Holy cow! But in this video, we need to make a separate one because we're going to go over the Tusken Chieftain kit reveal, and it seems the developers tipped even more they have planned, and they had to edit their post really quickly. It seems like they just teased a Sith capital ship coming to Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, and unfortunately, if you weren't quick enough, you missed it. I unfortunately refreshed the page, and I regret it. They took it out. They just edited this post a few moments ago, but luckily we have records of someone who copied and pasted what they wrote. This was originally in the just FAQ. They said, oh, it's an FAQ. We can put random stuff in there. And they put this in there. Hey, you should start leveling up your Sith ships. Verbatim, exactly from the FAQ, and they just took it out. I wish I didn't refresh the page. So a few things. One, maybe Meathead was just screwing around and joking. What I'm thinking is, remember a while ago we had a Darth Nihilus Ravager leak, and it was the only thing that didn't come true out of the rest of the leaks that we had from a while ago. There's a whole list. They, for some reason, left that out. Seeing this makes me believe we're probably going to be seeing a Sith capital ship sometime this year. Really random to throw in there. Maybe the studio's like, no, you got to take that out. We're not ready to talk about that. So putting it on your radar, Darth Nihilus Ravager might be coming back on our radar potentially. So have to wait and see. But most of our conversations revolve around Tusken Chieftain. And in case you missed the road ahead, again, watch the video. Tuskens are going to be an incredibly important faction moving forward, and they're one of the few factions that you're going to be able to use inside the Crate Dragon raid. They're keeping it thematic with Old Republic, Mandalorians, other Tatooine residents, and Tuskens being very important in the mix of it all. So, and they're going to be needing galactic challenges and datacrons and stuff. So they're going to be kind of that Mandalorian faction of the new year, the Inquisitor faction of the new year. Maybe not so much Inquisitors, but Mandalorian type of tension like we saw a few years ago. But let's get into it. Darkside support leader Tusken. Power up Tuskens and shut down the enemy turn meter and gain with momentum. Keep allies healthy with this spells and protection up. Stun enemies and inflict them with damage over time. Now, keep in mind, we're also getting another Tusken as kind of expected. Unfortunately, that is not confirmed in terms of the kit reveal today. We just know that we're due for a Tusken warrior, the wife of the chief. And that's going to be the 5th member to this faction. And on top of that, Boba Fett sign-up jingle is going to finally have some Tusken synergy, which is stupendous to see. I want the guy to be more usable. Really annoying that I haven't been able to get much use out of Boba Fett sign-up jingle. That the tide might be changing finally. So here we go. Ceremonial dance. Zeta ability right here. I'm assuming the character is going to come out Thursday. So if you want to see the Tuskens start making momentum, come hang out with us on Thursday, likely when this comes out in its marquee event. And we're going to be doing extensive testing. Call a random other ally to assist, dealing 50% more damage. Grant Tusken allies 2 stacks of momentum. What I'm hoping for is they're going to be throwing on the Tusken tag on Boba Fett potentially as well. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, he was kind of brought into the Tusken tribe, so I would think there's reason to give him a Tusken tag. Token of respect. Cooldown of 3. Grant all Tusken allies protection up 60% for 2 turns. And then dispel all debuffs from them and reduce their cooldown. That's great. We already have Tusken Shine, which kind of does that to some extent. This is a lot better, though. Cooldown reduction is kind of a big deal. Remember, they have tons of turn meter gain. We're going to gently remind you of some of the Tusken kit stuff because, well, there wasn't really a need to use them, and all except for maybe 3v3 Grand Arena. And here we go. Unique ability 1, Ancestral Claim. Whenever an enemy recovers health or protection, inflict 1 stack of damage over time on them. Whew. That could be nasty. On them for 2 turns. At the end of that turn, whenever an enemy takes damage from a damage over time effect, Tusken allies recover 10% health. Ooh. And then Tusken allies are immune to damage over time effects. So what I'm getting at, this could be very useful on the Rise of the Empire Tatooine planet where there's damage over time. They can't get damage over time. So that could be great in that regard. But the leader ability, not a very robust thing, 3v3 specific as well. So what I'm seeing is we're probably gonna have 2 3v3 teams. You're gonna have the the one with the Tusken Raider Zeta, then maybe one here for 3v3, and then at 5v5 you could put more together. I was really hoping that there would be at least it seems like it's a very 3v3 oriented team. I wanted another like team I could use at 5v5. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're gonna be still a good 5v5 team without an Omicron. Nomadic people, Zeta and Omicron. Whenever an enemy gains bonus turn meter, you're gonna grant Tusken allies a stack of momentum for 3 turns. So keeping it very simple, Captain Rex gets tons of turn meter. If you're running the lead, well, they're gonna get momentum and try to keep up with you. Tusken allies gain 20% defense and tenacity for each stack of momentum. More stacks means a very durable team, very tenacious team. And then whenever a Tusken ally is targeted by an enemy and they have at least 10 stacks of momentum, you're gonna remove all your stacks of momentum and stun the enemy for 1 turn. It doesn't seem like it's gonna be that hard to get momentum, especially against turn meter heavy team, which can't be resisted. And the Tusken ally takes a bonus turn, the one that lost all of its momentum. Man, then for each stack of momentum removed this way, there's a 20% chance, 5% extra chance. This is weird. Tying the extra chance per relic amplifier, capping out at 50%. So for each stack of momentum removed this way, there's a 20% chance, potentially up to 50% chance, to inflict the damage over time on each attacking enemy for 2 turns. So just spamming of damage over time, just letting him kind of just dwindle away in the heat of the nasty sons, I should say, of Tatooine. And then while in through the Grand Arena, here's where the Omicron kicks in. Boba Fett's Sign of Jango counts as a Tusken ally if there is no character that summons at the start of battle. So basically, you can't use this. As I said, there's gonna be 2 teams, one the Tusken Raider, and then this one with Boba Fett's Sign of Jango. So 2 Tusken teams. I don't know if they're gonna give him the Tusken tag, but at least he's gonna count to the Tusken ally. And then Boba Fett's Sign of Jango's payout is active, and he can't lose momentum. That's great. Can't lose momentum stacks except through expiration naturally. So he's not gonna get all this other fancy stuff, but getting an instant payout, that's kind of nice. That way you can kind of utilize his contract, even though he's not, not contract, but his payout, even if he's not with a Scoundrel-based team. So pretty cool stuff. So key attributes, puts a halt to turn meter train on its track. So I'm curious, like Imperial Troopers, Zori and Finn, BB-8, there's like the list goes on and on. Captain Rex. There's a lot of turn meters, so I'm hoping since turn meter is kind of a prevalent, one of the more powerful mechanics, this might be somewhat of an anti-turn meter based thing. Damage over time makes the pain train come through town. Woohoo! So what I'm seeing is here, if you're stacking up momentum, let's say you're trying to Imperial Trooper roll them. As you're hitting them, they're getting tons of momentum. They're getting more durable. The Imperial Troopers are getting hot. They're sweating in the sun. The damage over times are stacking because they're getting so much turn meter. And maybe eventually, if they can't kill off people, get a train moving, they just die off from the heat to Tatooine and all the damage over time. That's kind of what I'm imagining. A piece to the Tusken puzzle. And again, we need to wait and see what the Tusken Warrior is going to be adding. Inspiration, the Tusken Chieftain comes to us from the Book of Boba Fett, where he led the tribe that took in Boba Fett after he escaped the pit of the Carcoon. The token of respectability comes from the underground black melon that he offers Boba Fett after Boba proves his worth to the tribe, and that the ceremonial dance ability is inspired by the dance the Tuskens do by the bonfire. Utilizing tricks. Utilize the new Tusken team to counter frequent turn meter gain teams from teams like Imperial Troopers. Boom, right there. Tusken Chieftain partners with Boba Fett's Sign of Jango to make a powerful new 3v3 Grand Arena team. Whew. And then a few other things we got here. How does Nomadic People leader ability work with the relic amplifier levels and targeting? The increased chance for damage over time application for momentum is based on the defending unit's relic amplifier level. So you want to have as much as possible. More relics means more chance of getting damage over time to them. The stun and damage over time application triggers when an ally is targeted, not necessarily attacked. So even if you just did like a mind trick, you targeted someone. We need 5 Tuskens to fill out the squad of this character. This character only makes 4. When's the next Tusken? You'll get the next Tusken when you get it. Soon TM. Boom. Tusken Warrior. We don't have the kit reveal on that. Probably the next few weeks or so. And then again, I just want to emphasize one more time that this was in there. They took this part out in the FAQ about start leveling up your Sith ships. Take it as you will. I think it's calling back to that Darth Nihilus Ravager. But let's just remind you of a few things in regards to the lovely Tuskens that we have. So again, we're going to have a few teams. You're going to have Boba Fett. So basically, you're getting 3 teams. Yeah, 2 teams. One team, probably what you have right here in 3v3. Tusken Raider Omicron. It's not going to work on Boba Fett's Sign of Jango. I mean, I guess you could technically still use this with the Tusken Chieftain. You just wouldn't be able to utilize the Boba Fett that often. But remember here, a lot of Tusken Chiefs, so you could definitely bring them together. Unfortunately, again, it's only a 3v3 Omicron, which kind of sucks. I wanted some 5v5 action on the guys. So you have one tribe right here, but the really thing is, which can make this probably useful inside of 5v5 still. 100% turn meter to all Tusken allies and speed up. That's kind of a big deal right there, right? That's kind of the main thing right there. And you got a chance to stun on the basic and on the unique ability. You get offense up whenever anyone's being stunned. So all those stun capabilities, that could maybe be nice for this guy. And then we have the Tusken Shaman, which is going to have some nice offense up, health recovery potential. And then you're going to get additional 10% health recovery for every negative status effect that an enemy is suffering. So more damage over times on the enemy means a more powerful Rite of Savagery heal capability, which is great. And on the unique ability, check this out. Whenever any unit is defeated, all Tusken allies are getting 25% turn and recover 10% of their max health. So as you can see, we're starting to get pieces that kind of make this Tusken team just a little bit better. And a reminder as well, the basic Desert Toxin has damage over times on there. So damage over time is going to be a huge role. There was a point in time where Tusken Shaman had some weird synergy of Darth Vader way back in the day because of all the damage over times. Well, now you got a little bit more. This attack inflicts an additional damage over time effect if the enemy was already suffering a negative status effect. So you can kind of see where even in 5v5, even though the team's going to be split up with Boba Fett, Sign of Django, and the Tusken Chieftain, and probably the Warrior in their own team, you're going to have still this team on the side for 3-3. But I'm really curious to see how this is going to look with Boba Fett, Sign of Django. I want the guy to be better. He's definitely the more lackluster conquest unit we've gotten, the most lackluster conquest unit we got. But now that they can get instant payout, it's pretty good, right? They're going to get 30% critical avoidance, defense penetration. All momentums are doubled. They're going to get tons of momentum on Boba Fett as well. And Boba Fett can apply damage over time as well on bounty breakers. So you can start seeing that's all you got to do with this game, really. You just got to add a few characters and you're going to supercharge them. And we know, just repeat one more time, and if you missed the kit reveal or the road ahead or what I mentioned earlier, Tuskens are going to be an important faction moving forward. So you got to either get with the nomadic tribe or get in a single file line and get out, is what CG's basically saying. Really excited again, to the moon for the direction of Galaxies, and I'm really curious to see what is it going to look like with the brand new raid with the Crate Dragon. Oh man, gives me the heebie-jeebies, gives me the goosebumps on what's going to be in the future in store for Star Wars Galaxy Heroes. Thank you so much for stopping by. Leave that like, comment down below, subscribe. Let me know all your thoughts, and more importantly, always remember that it's great to be in the Empire today.